just watched Midnight Run again.
Oh, I watched that again too.
Hey.
After he died.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to see Midnight Run. His comic timing is so perfect. How much is coffee? 53 cents. How much is tea? 53 cents. I'll have tea. I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good. It might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. A couple episodes back, we watched a movie called The Green Slime. And I told a little story about how I had decided to watch that movie, put it on the schedule, and then it magically appeared in our P.O. box. And I also said that that was not the only time that happened. Tonight's movie is the other time.
Here it comes.
If you're sick of getting pushed around and being broke and you want to just get out there and live by your own rules, then maybe you should hit the road with Dillinger.
Dillinger, eh?
Released in 1973,
Hey.
Dillinger stars Basement Hall of Famer Warren Oates, as well as Ben Johnson, Cloris Leachman, Harry Dean Stanton, Michelle Phillips, and Basement alum Richard Dreyfuss.
What was Dreyfuss in?
Valley of the Dolls.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's some, like, backstage
Came into the dressing room.
Yeah.
It was directed by John Milius and produced by American International Pictures. Retired FBI agent Clarence Hurt, one of the agents involved in the real final shootout with Dillinger, was the film's technical advisor just 2 years before his death. One of the things that has cemented the image of John Dillinger in our pop culture is his iconic mustache. And the two of us could probably use some help in that department.
It's a series of mustaches.
I believe the Dillinger is in there. Looking good, John Waters.
That's the look I'm going for right now. I don't want to be John Dillinger. I want to be John Waters.
And I want to be Burt Reynolds.
Well,
these things don't stick worth a damn.
nope, no they don't.
This is not a quality product.
No, I'm going to be talking like this until we're done wearing them.
So pack up your Tommy gun and your stash of stolen money and take a ride on over to the old leather couch where we're going to watch Dillinger! Ooh, I'm so angry. Oh. It's a slow day at the bank. This lady is complaining about her money.
If you make mistakes with my money, I'll take my business elsewhere.
To my mattress. But then this nice man shows up. It's John Dillinger, and he's robbing the bank.
And you're going to remember this for the rest of your days.
Then the opening credits inform us that
We're in the money. We're in the money. We've got a lot of...
this man does not cotton to it. I guarantee you. I really hope Cloris Leachman's final line of the movie is, "He was my boyfriend!" Ba-ba-da-da-da.
On June 17th, 1933 in Kansas City.
People were whooping it up and having fun. And then a man with a gun came around and spoiled it all. His name was John Dillinger. The end.
Mr. Hoover told me he wanted these rats that did it exterminated.
Mr. Hoover also asked me to pick up his dry cleaning, and boy was I surprised. I couldn't believe all the lace and pretty things.
John Dillinger.
Joan Dillinger. No, that's not right.
Joan Didion.
We meet Melvin Purvis.
He is appointed by J. Edgar Hoover to stop the public enemies who keep robbing the banks all over the country. There's Babyface Nelson, Pretty Boy Floyd, Machine Gun Kelly, and the worst of them all is John Dillinger.
He's gonna smoke a cigar
Over each of those men's dead bodies.
I'm gonna smoke a cigar over your dead body, Matt. The Dillinger gang stopped by a gas station.
Now you fill that car up, you understand?
Fill it yourself.
I'm thinking that man is not going to be unleaded for long. He hates these cans!
Son of a bitch. Step on it, I got his gumball machine.
Bubblegum in a dish. That old man is a son of a bitch. In a bar, John Dillinger meets Billy Frechette. She's a pretty young lady, and he wants to impress her, so he robs the bar.
Everyone give me your money, look at me! Takes Billy back to his place
to meet the rest of the gang. There is Charlie Mackley, Homer Van Meter, Eddie the driver. I believe there's a Harry.
God, John with his broads and their gams and their hot cha-cha and the Tennessee Valley Authority, and all the things they used to say back in the 30s.
Meanwhile, in northern Missouri, Melvin Purvis is hunting down one William Underhill.
And they're planning on putting him under hill.
He's in this house. That's the old Wyeth place. Melvin prepares himself.
Vest. Gloves.
Spats. Ascot. He lights up that cigar, and he goes in. Surprise!
It was a surprise party all along for old Chief.
And takes care of Mr. Underhill.
That makes another one for you, Mr. Purvis. J. Edgar Hoover will get another feather in his hat.
And J. Edgar Hoover's hats were sure feathery.
I got a bank to rob. How do I look?
Oh, you look gorgeous.
Very identifiable. East Chicago, hey, let's go to Malnati's and get a slice. You know, there are a lot of banks called the First National Bank. They can't all be first. A robbery is taking place, and it goes bad, to say the least. All kinds of bullets and guns and running around. John Dillinger is on the run from the law. We did it, fellas. We got away with $17.
You know Machine Gun Kelly? Well, so does Purvis.
The cigar and the gun, you know the routine.
Bam! You like machine guns? How's this for a machine gun?
Don't shoot, G-Man, please!
Machine Gun Kelly, however, is taken alive. So that cigar will be smoked pre-mortem.
Did you see that? He begged me for mercy, says Purvis. Maybe I can be cool like Dillinger and everyone else.
If Warren Oates was cast to play a horse, I think he would do a really good job. At a picnic in Tucson, the surviving gangsters reunite. Lulu, skip to my Lou.
There was only like 8 songs back then. I got turkey, you got straw. Let's rub my turkey on your straw.
Oh, it's a dirty song. I thought it was literal, like a turkey.
Yeah, and a straw.
Dillinger is arrested.
Finally, they got him. He gets extradited back to Indiana.
And he's taken to his cell, where he promptly makes a gun out of soap.
Do not point a gun at your face, even a soap gun. You're going to get a bubble in the eye. Purvis gets a shoe shine, and he is lamenting that John Dillinger is so likable when he's the guy they should be liking. He sees boys playing around and is like, what are you doing?
Cops and robbers?
What are you, the cop or the robber?
Robber.
Son, I'm going to run you in to book you.
Hold it.
Feels heavy.
When you grow up, it won't feel heavy. You can have one just like it.
I'll send one to you.
And a box of cigars if you kill a major criminal.
Well, you gotta go to school.
John Dillinger don't go to school.
John Dillinger's in jail.
Or is he?
He takes that undoubtedly fresh-smelling gun and bluffs his way out of prison. On the way, he meets this man.
Read Youngblood.
And he likes him, and he sets him free. They take their hostages, and they get away. On the way through town, hold on. I want to go rob this bank real quick. Wait for me. Dillinger robs banks, and he's the best. They get out of town. Dillinger's no greedy person. He splits that money up with the rest of the people, even the hostages.
You do want money. All right, see, we're all a little bit criminals. Even the warden takes a slice of the pie.
And as he's leaving, Reed says, to heck with this, I want to be a bank robber.
Dillinger reunites with Billy.
This movie was made in the 70s, so they should be celebrating this reunion with some reuniti on ice. And then he goes to Little Bohemia, which in reality is in Wisconsin, and in this movie is probably somewhere in California. That ain't the real Little Bohemia. I've been there. There's a nice little picnic, and they meet some new friends. Pretty boy Floyd, and babyface Nelson, who's a bit much.
Want to get a couple of things clear?
I sleep in the nude, naked. I don't like stockings hanging in the shower.
You know how I rob banks? I go and I shoot everyone. I take all the money. Yeah, you want to shoot me? I'm going to punch you right into the lake. There you go.
Reed, have some chicken.
Hey, well, okay. But hey.
They all join the gang, and now they're a super gang that terrorizes Midwest.
This is like the Suicide Squad.
I wish actual newspapers were this much fun.
They can be. You just need to rush at them.
I don't care if I gotta kill you or you.
Or the birthday clown in the corner. or the deep sea diver walking through the door. This robbing spree is very successful, and Dillinger takes Billy out for a fancy dinner. What he doesn't know is Melvin Purvis is eating at the same restaurant. Purvis decides to mess with Dillinger.
Sends him over a big old bottle of champagne and a note.
Dear John Dillinger, do you like me? YN, circle 1. Enjoy the champagne, I'm gonna get you.
Monsieur.
Get it out of here.
Take this champagne over to Orson Welles' table. Ah, the French. In Mason City, a bank is being robbed. It doesn't go well, to say the least. Bullets, guns, running around. Reed goes down. It's too bad. He just got started in this line of work. He's the only guy I liked.
Most of them get away. The rest are dead.
They make it back to Little Bohemia, and Purvis is hot on their trail, and at dawn, he and the rest of the G-men raid the famous location.
All the bullets in the world make a cameo appearance.
Shooting, running around. Somewhere in a screening room, Sam Peckinpah is watching this and going, this is a bit much. They get out of there. Harry, the longtime buddy, is shot, then killed. Homer and Babyface try to get away. Homer takes a tumble, and he is left behind.
Damn it, things ain't working out for me today.
Babyface Nelson, the rat, gets it in a field.
It was then that I looked back on that summer when me and my 3 best friends walked to see a dead body. He will shoot you even when dead.
Oh, this is so wicked.
She's with a bear?
There's this guy named Leroy. He's a college boy, and he's making out with a little lady. Well, that was a close one, Leroy. Maybe next time you'll get some action. Homer steals the car and Leroy.
Pretty boy Floyd finds his farmhouse.
Come on in, boy.
Boy's my middle name.
Yeah, call me Pretty, please. Kill you, make you into pies, sell them at the county fair. That's what we do. We're one of those old, weird couples.
You play football, Leroy? Sure.
Do you want to learn how to repossess cars?
It seems as though the car has run out of gas.
You better be right, you little son of a bitch.
When Leroy eventually joined Dillinger's gang, Little Son of a Bitch stuck as a nickname. And Homer gets out to check it out, and Leroy, oh, he's tricked him. Stranded again!
Oh, God, things ain't working out for me.
Homer is gunned down, and then he is really gunned down. Yikes. Purvis shows up at the farmhouse where Pretty Boy Floyd is, PBF. I like to refer to him as that.
Hammer time! No, that's not right. And gets shot by a bunch of bullets all at once.
Anna Sage,
Who is a Romanian immigrant.
is having a nice popsicle lunch with Melvin Purvis. Back in the 30s, you could go to a fancy restaurant and order a bowl full of popsicles. It was a golden age. Dillinger's going to be at the Biograph Theater, and you should wear your nice red dress and go stand by him so we know which one he is. Manhattan Melodrama is playing at the Biograph Theater, but some Chicago melodrama is about to happen right outside of it.
All right now, men, this is it. Some of you were in law school when I started chasing this one.
Why is he with a bunch of lawyers?
The lady in red
Is informing on me on the street.
There's nobody here but Purvis and me. Oh, I gotta flee! Purvis steps up and says,
Nutty!
And does. Cigar lit.
For God's sake, someone throw a sheet over his enormous penis. I've seen this ending.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I remember that. Thus ends the reign of terror that was Dillinger. I think this is a better gangster movie than Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde is more historically important, more cinematically important.
More iconic.
But this is a better shoot-'em-up story. The action photography during those shootouts is just stunning.
Particularly during the Little Bohemia sequence, where that was like watching a war movie.
I expected this to be a lot more low budget and a lot trashier.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was excellent.
And the violence seemed really, really violent. This is after the Wild Bunch. It's after Bonnie and Clyde. And it outdoes them all.
I want to talk about Warren Oates and Harry Dean Stanton.
Mm-hmm.
These are two very intriguing actors. First of all, Warren Oates. is he handsome in any way? Because he always seems to be, at least in his younger roles, sort of a romantic figure.
He's in no way conventionally handsome.
I think he's more of a presence. He's more of a magnetic presence, and that's where the magnetism comes in. And Harry Dean Stanton, there's probably very few actors that are as universally beloved as him. He can be serious and funny at the same time.
Damn it, things ain't working out for me today.
And he can be serious or funny, but he doesn't change at all to do either thing.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a comic actor.
Right. When he's called on to do comedy, he's hilarious. Fun fact.
There's a lesson to be heard after the credits.
Dillinger was a rat that the country may consider itself fortunate to be rid of.
J. Edgar Hoover wrote that blurb for this movie, and he intended to record it himself for the end of the movie, but he died before Dillinger went into production. Voice of J. Edgar Hoover was provided by now 3-time Basement alum, voice actor Paul Frees.
Very interesting that he would back this movie. It doesn't make Dillinger look like a great guy, but it also doesn't make Purvis look like a great guy. Every single time Purvis kills someone, he looks more like a gangster than any of the gangsters in the movie.
Little Bohemia, all the way up there in Manitowish Waters, Wisconsin. I have been to Little Bohemia several times.
I've been there once.
I believe 3 times. I took my dear old departed mother there back many years ago. She loved the ribs. They make a good steak. They mix a good cocktail. It's a great place to go if you're in the area.
They have a room, it's filled with bullet holes.
Yeah.
It's an absurd amount of bullet holes.
And they've got the windows with the bullet holes in them. This was Milius's first directing gig, I believe. He was a hotshot screenwriter.
Yeah.
So he was very famous. And he was really disappointed in the last 2 features that were made of his screenplays.
Do you know what those were?
It's these 2 movies.
That's very helpful.
And so he desperately wanted to direct. And no one would let him direct because he was a screenwriter. And so he went to AIP and said, give me some chump change, I'll make you a movie.
Milius is also purported to be the inspiration of Walter in The Big Lebowski. Gun nut, screams a lot.
I did think that all of the cops, including Ben Johnson, were really stiff. And I wonder if that was a conscious choice or if that just happened.
G-men were known for being extremely not cool.
Like Jack Webb types.
Yeah, you can always tell an FBI undercover man because of the white socks.
And I suppose they wanted contrast between the cops and the robbers because the robbers are all so boisterous and so loud and shouting at each other and clowning around in ponds.
There's an inconsistency in Dillinger's character. They really don't decide where he is on the spectrum between gentleman thief and brutal murderer.
We don't really know much about him by the end of the movie.
No, we don't.
He's almost a side character in his own story.
This is the drawback of the movie. That Dillinger is a big question mark.
I suppose that might have been intentional as well, and this could have been why J. Edgar Hoover was behind the movie, is to not glamorize Dillinger so much. The movie's about Purvis, and he's the one we really get to kind of delve into his psyche. John Dillinger has been brought to justice, and now it is time for us to move on to our next case, which involves Seen It.
Seen It. Pow!
Alexander Paschalis, Montgomery Clift, had a small role in Judgement at Nuremberg. Best 4 minutes ever filmed, truly one of the best actors ever. Have you seen it? Yes!
I have seen that scene and various other scenes of the movie, but never the whole movie.
Very strange and very good performance by Monty Clift. He plays a man who's mentally challenged. You're looking at it, and at times you're thinking, oh, he's overdoing it. He's pushing it too much. He's overdoing it. But then when you get to the end of the scene, you look back on it and you realize he did everything perfect.
Everything perfect in that scene. He was just born mentally, well, the character.
Yeah.
Because I think that he is a victim of eugenics.
Right, yes. I think it's the first U.S. film to show footage of the camps. This came out about 5 years after Night and Fog, I believe. But that film was probably relatively unknown in the U.S. This movie was the first time a lot of Americans were seeing these atrocities.
Judy Garland's in that movie, isn't she?
Yes, she has a pretty small role, I believe. Stop. You got it.
Patrick Krellin writes, Memories of Murder from Bong Joon-ho is pretty amazing. Oh, yeah.
Seen it just a few nights ago.
It's the exact same movie as Zodiac.
It's the exact same movie as Citizen X.
Ooh.
Korea's first serial killer versus Soviet Russia's first serial killer. There's an inept police force that's dealing with this. And in the end, they got to go to the Americans for help.
You expect a resolution in these movies, and it doesn't quite do that?
The lack of resolution is the point.
Yeah.
Alexandra Cam, The Nutty Professor, 1963. Seen it?
Not seen it.
Several times we've talked about Don Knotts and his narrow range as an actor and a comedian. When you look at Jerry Lewis in this movie, I think he might have the widest range of any comedian in the 20th century. When he's Mr. Hyde in The Nutty Professor, he's doing that Dean Martin character. He's so subtle and so funny. You didn't even know he's capable of it. And then when he's Dr. Jekyll, the Nutty Professor, and he's got the buck teeth and he's got the glasses, he's so broad that, for me, oftentimes it's not even funny. Anyone who's interested in comedy really should watch this movie, because whether you like his humor or not, Jerry Lewis, along with the Marx Brothers and Monty Python and Laurel and Hardy and whoever, he's one of the most important comic presences in cinema history.
In The Bellhop, a movie I didn't really love, there's a scene where Jerry Lewis plays Jerry Lewis, and every single moment of that is funny, as he is trying not to react to all of the crazy things happening around him by his entourage.
Well, it's just like his performance in The King of Comedy.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Tom Rasky writes, just watched The Heartbreak Kid last night. Great movie I've never heard of, starring a very beautiful Sybil Shepherd. Seen it.
Seen it, yeah. Sybil Shepherd. You know, I didn't know she existed until Moonlighting, but I had no idea that she had spent the previous decade being the most beautiful woman on the planet.
Oh my God, yes. And she was beautiful in Moonlighting.
Yeah.
Decades before The Office, mastered the comedy of awkwardness. A man marrying someone who he despises. They go on this honeymoon together. He falls in love with someone else. This isn't going to go well.
He's so persistent, and he's so desperate, and he's so pathetic. This was made by Elaine May, who is, of course, the former comedic partner of Mike Nichols, who made The Graduate.
Yes.
These two movies are very similar, because they both explore ideas of alienation and the seemingly impossible pursuit of happiness, and this person you fall in love with isn't necessarily the person that you're going to stay in love with.
Yeah.
The Heartbreak Kid is a better movie than The Graduate, because I think it does all these things that The Graduate does, and it's funny. This poor woman who, she's annoying, but she's sweet, and you don't want bad things to happen to her. Charles Grodin is shouting at her that he wants out of the marriage, and she's crying, and you can't stop laughing. Did you see the news? There was an accident. I'm lucky to be alive. There's a place you can go where the entertainment is absolutely free, and that's our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. You can see all of our episodes, over 225 of them. And there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on with your little clicker, and you can support our show with a one-time or rolling monthly donation. Do you have questions about this show or questions about either of us? There's a show that we do where we answer viewer questions, and it's called Unboxing. We also look at our mail, and we do other fun things too. If you have a question that you want answered on the Unboxing show, you can leave it right in the comments. It can be about the show, it can be about either of us, it can be about anything at all.
If we like the question, you'll like our answer.
Well, we hope you liked the shoot 'em up that was Dillinger, and now you can take a look at this. Not so pretty out in the woods, are you, pretty boy? Trees don't care how pretty you are, pretty boy.
If a pretty boy falls in the woods, will anyone notice how pretty he is?
Don't shoot, G-Men, please!